Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mr. Hydra, and this is Rust Console Edition. Are you ready for what I have in store for you today? Well, if so, then like, subscribe, and follow me. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mr. Rusty Hydra, and this is Rust Console Edition. And this episode is all about showcasing my Big Brain AI system for complete base automation for Rust Console Edition. If we do get the industrial update, I will update this, but this is my dream system. It's taken me a year to learn how to do all of this stuff and get it all wired together into one great big system. Um, and that's what I'm going to show you right now because it definitely makes my life a lot easier. If this makes your life easier and this becomes your dream setup too, please like, subscribe. I'm a creator, and it would help me out huge if you guys did that. So, because I put in a lot of hours into this one. But without further ado, let's get into it. So this requires 9 wind turbines and 7 solar panels to be running. You want your 10 wind turbines to be up at least 10 stories off the ground, and you want your 7 solar panels, 4 to be facing east, 3 to be facing west. So that's what we need in order to run and power this thing. Now let's get into the first feature. So the first feature is we have automatic airlock doors. So as I come up to this door, it's going to automatically open for me. It closes behind me. And then I just open this door, walk in, and that door closes behind me. Then when it's time to leave, I just walk up to the door, and I run away. And it's as simple as that. Everything gets closed behind me. So this system allows for 4 up to 6 different automatic airlock doors for you. But I have it set up to have 4 of these double door systems with the HBF sensor. And then I've also got room for 6 more doors with these laser sensors. So if you have a garage door here, and this is out to your shooting floor, you only have the one door, and that's what you do. You go out onto your shooting floor, open the door, come back in, it closes behind you. So the only time you ever have to open a door is when you're going through your airlock, and then everything else closes behind you. So this way you don't have to worry about opening your door and trying to jump into your airlock. I see a lot of people die trying to get into their airlocks. That's going to help prevent it. So feature number 1, we do have 11 batteries that are running on this system. We want to get them all wired and charged up evenly. This is our power intake. We have 15 root combiners with our 9 wind turbines spread out in a 3x3 pattern in an 11x11 square. This is our power management system. So this is taking our black line right here, which is our direct power, and then sending it up into these 3 electrical branches. This is running my turrets, this is running my lockdown system, and this is running my secondary systems, which is my auto lights and automatic doors. And then down here is just the power charging. So we're taking our excess power that we're getting from here, putting it into this OR switch, and then it's being sent out and divided up into the batteries. And then we also have a low power mode. So if we don't have enough power to supply, so let's change this back to what it should be. So if we drop below this 810, or yeah, it's going to be 810, but if we drop below 810, then the power will no longer come out this memory cell. It's going to come out this inverted output, meaning we're both then charging and discharging our batteries at the same time, just extending the lifetime of the batteries. So that's what this power distribution center is here for, and it works really well. Second, this is our battery power coming out. This is our lockdown system. So again, we have our turrets hooked up to this one. We have our lockdown system connected to this one. And then we also have our secondaries connected to the end part. So for our battery backup system, we also have anti-drain technology. So should we drop below the power, then this will kick on, activating this timer, and we'll have battery backup power for 30 minutes. After 30 minutes, this will turn off, but 99.9% of the time, by the time that turns off, this will have already been reactivated, sending the power through, so this doesn't need to be on anymore anyway. Um, the other feature for this is also right here, which is this timer. So this is called my RAID destruction setup. So what it's going to do is anything attached over here, so anything attached to our turret line or anything attached to our turrets is all going to be sent out, is going to trigger this, sorry, and then once this is triggered, it's going to activate our battery backup system. One of my subscribers was telling me that the raiders like to come and they destroy all of the wind turbines off the base, and then they come back a couple hours later when the base is and all the batteries are dead, and then they start doing the raiding. Well, in this case, if they destroy all of your wind turbines, it's going to kick in this timer. After 30 minutes, the timer will turn off, and then when they come back a couple hours later, thinking that your whole system's dead, they're going to try to blow up into a wall or through a compound wall or try and destroy one of these turrets to try and take the gun out of them. And as soon as they do, it's going to activate the system, which will turn all of this stuff back on for another 30 minutes. So they'll think your battery's dead, but it actually isn't. So long as they're continuing to blow things up, trying to raid into your base, and you have these spread out well enough throughout your base, and this spread out well enough on the outside of your base, you're always going to have power, battery backup power when you need it. So that's what this is. This is our lockdown system. We can have 96 garage doors attached to our system. So as you can see, when I walked into the base here, all of my garage doors were open. That's because I never need to close them. And the reason I never need to close them is because I have 3 ways of closing them without having to go around and hit each one. So the first thing I can do is I can hit this timer here, and that's going to close all of my doors. The second thing I can do, is going to happen is this automatic timer right here. So this will go off every 2, 8, or 12 hours, depending on how high you want to set this, depending on how often your group plays. But this is just going to make sure that all of your doors are closed at least once or twice or a couple of times a day, just to make sure that they're closed, right? So if there's an area of the base that you don't use that often, then you don't want to leave the doors open. This will cycle all of them closed, and then they'll stay closed until somebody goes back into that area and opens them. And last but not least, this is also attached to the raid detection. So if anything on the outside of the base gets detected or destroyed, then every single one of your garage doors will close inside the base. So you have 3 different modes of 3 different ways of activating this that require like no time at all. Now you can see my turret just kicked in there because I wasn't sending out the right amount of power through here to run my turret. But you can see that my battery backup system did just kick in. That's because we hit a low power state. We didn't have enough power. So it kicked in our battery backup system to take over and make sure that we do have enough power. Yeah. And then over here we have our automatic doors and automatic lights. So this string right here is our automatic lights, and this one should be connected to a west-facing solar panel. These are our automatic doors, which I showed you over there. Yeah, and then now this system, we do not want this system on when we're being raided because we don't want them to have access to our auto doors, and we don't want the lights on. We want to make it hard for them to raid, so we want to make it dark. Now, in order to turn all of this stuff off in the raid, we have it all connected to the raid detector. So anything out here gets destroyed, it's automatically going to activate this, which is going to turn off all of your secondary systems. And then should you survive the raid and you win, then all you do is you connect this button here into this memory cell in the bottom part, hit the button, and then disconnect this. So then that way, if somebody does get in here, they can't spam it and turn all of your systems back on. Finally, over here we have our last stand Tesla trap. So this is going to be set up into your TC room. This is going to be set up in your main loot room, and it's going to activate if anybody stands in front of these. So you want to make sure that you have these things all spread out properly in order to make sure that you have good coverage. So as soon as this sees them, this one is hitting them for sure. And then if they run forward more, this one's going to hit them. If they run back more, this one's going to hit them. The best way to set them up. And we also have them on a timer, and we have them all coming out of their own battery. So each one of these are going to be receiving 14 power or 15 power apiece. I can't remember. But that's about half of what they're capable of producing. And then it's also going to mean that the damage on them is going to be much, much slower and happen slower. So this will stay on and stay activated in the event of a raid, and will only turn off when you manually turn it off. Now these two systems here are connected, so when our raid detector happens and this turns off, this turning off will turn this on. And then when this turns on, this will turn off. So what we're going to do is now is we're going to simulate being raided. So our backup battery power is off. We're currently producing our 1100 power, where you want to be producing over 900 power in order to not start draining the batteries. But anyway, so we're going to simulate that. So right now we're in a high power state, so our battery backup system isn't on. So when we get raided and our raid detector goes off, what's going to happen is this battery backup system is going to engage. Every single garage door is going to close. And if you have one already closed, it will open it and then immediately close it. Speaking of which, I should probably mention now that because they open and then close, you don't want somebody to have the ability to sit here and spam this timer, right? So once the doors and the system has been activated, you cannot activate it again until you've hit this laser. This is your arming laser, and this is going to be in a high traffic area of your base, but far away from this timer and this timer. So they have to have access to both either one of these timers and this laser in order to mess with your door system. But that's also why you want to build this in the middle of your base so it gets blown up pretty quickly. This is going to turn off, and then this is going to turn on. Now, I could sit here and I could hit this switch to activate the whole system. This is the panic mode button right here, so to speak, but I'm going to pretend as though one of our turrets just got taken out. So this is our turret right here, and I'm going to disconnect it from the power line. Actually, you know what? I'm going to simulate that these are being disconnected by actually connecting them. So once I connect these into the system, it's going to activate it, which has then turned off all of my lights. It's activated my battery backup system, which you can see now because I'm running my turret. Our last stand Tesla trap is running. Our secondary systems are off. This has been triggered, and our battery backup system is going. So now everything has all happened all at once. And then if we are successful in surviving our raid, all we do is simply hook this button up to here and turn it on. And that's going to reset our whole system, reactivating and rearming everything. It's going to turn this off. It's going to turn all this stuff back on. It's activated all of our doors. Yeah, and then it's activated our battery backup system. Now I'm going to turn this off. So yeah, so with this, you never ever have to close a garage door ever again in your base. You never ever have to close a sheet metal door ever in your base. You only have to go around and open a couple of the doors every now and then. That's literally all you have to do in this base. Everything else runs itself. Um, so let's actually hit this switch though this time, and we'll watch it in action. That turned on. All of our doors closed. Our secondaries turned off. Last stand is on. And then we won our raid. We're going to turn this back on. And we're going to hit our laser. And now everything has been reactivated, rearmed. We just go around, open up all of our doors again. And we're good. Now you can do whatever you want inside your base. You can leave all of your doors open on the inside. Just run outside, run away, and then you can come back, open this door, run inside, and all the doors close behind you. So you can travel through your base so much faster with this. Um, it's my dream setup. Thing's freaking amazing. So let's actually turn off all these lights here, by the way. This looked really cool. I should probably do that. So we can also manually activate this if we want. But look at all this. How cool does that look? And then also there's another. It's got like this shiny effect. You see that? As long as you have lights on it and then put another light source on it, that looks so cool. Anyway, so yeah, this is the big brain. If you want the full build video of this, you're going to have to go and watch the hour-long video where I actually fully break down every single piece, how it all works, how it's all connected to each other. I do everything. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed Big Brain. My dream setup. I'm probably not going to change this for quite a while. And with the new wipe coming up here, I'm going to get this installed. So I'm going to show you guys a video on this actually being installed in a full base. And then you guys can really see the full and true benefits of just exactly how this works. But yeah, we'll save that for another time. So again, please like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And yeah, see you guys in the next one.